iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Everybody, it's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. Let's take a look at this week's games for Week 3, and we'll preview tonight's big Monday night matchup, which is deciding some leagues, I'm sure, for some people, including me. I need Ezekiel Elliott not to go off tonight, so sorry, Cowboy fans, I'll be rooting against him. But the Giants played the Eagles. I thought the Giants played much, much better. They still have no semblance of a running game. But you saw what could happen when Odell Beckham Jr. is back, 9 for 79, 2 touchdowns. He and Shepard and Marshall all played very well, but if you can't run the football, you can't win. Philadelphia ran the football beautifully. I mean, about 39 carries for 193 yards. Everybody looked pretty good there. Wendell Smallwood, Blunt, Clement. So I think this is it was good news for the Eagles to win this game. Even though I don't know whether they played very well, they still won this game. So it's always good to get a win when you're not playing your best. Because that just is a mark of a good team. You're not always going to bring it every week in the NFL, so you got to win those games. All right, Baltimore against Jacksonville. This was a shock. Not in the fact that Jacksonville won, because Jacksonville, the defense has been great, and they've been great in London. But just how badly they won. Joe Flacco, 8 for 18, 28 yards and 2 picks. I mean, look, that's like JV numbers. That's just embarrassing. So I think everybody out there was very surprised with that. Jacksonville just dominated this game. I mean, they had 2 sacks. They had a couple of picks, as we discussed. I mean, they hit the quarterback a bunch of times. Mercedes Lewis, 3 touchdowns. I mean, that is basically unheard of. Fournette plays well. Blake Bortles plays well. I think Jacksonville is a team to watch, especially on the defense. I mean, they are that good. Denver plays Buffalo, and anybody who bought into Trevor Siemian last week, that's a big waste of money. Now, I bid on Siemian. I think I got him in one league for like 30 or 40 bucks. That's what he's worth. I know he played well against the Cowboys, and I get that. I do get that. But the Cowboys stink. Their defense is not very good. So you saw how Siemian did against a good Buffalo Bill defense. He underperformed. Now, McCoy didn't do great, but he had 7 receptions. Jordan Matthews still hasn't gotten off yet. Tyrod Taylor played a very effective game. But what did Denver do to win this game? Denver couldn't master the Bills' defense. Could not master the Bills' defense. And the Bills won this game. So here the Bills are. They're 2-1. I mean, and I've got to give Sean McDermott a lot of credit. They almost won the game against the Panthers. This is a team that I thought would win like 3 or 4 games this year, and they could be 3-0 quite easily. Really could be. Cleveland and Indianapolis, Jacoby Brissett played very, very good football. Really did. I was impressed with him. Is he a great quarterback in the NFL? No. Could he have a career as a backup? Absolutely. T.Y. Hilton, I gave that play out to a lot of people. 7 for 153. I know a lot of people thought Jack Doyle, but here's what I'll say. When you've got a backup quarterback like Jacoby Brissett, one player could go off. One. Whether it's Hilton or Doyle, it won't be 2. My problem was I had a lot of Jack Doyle and Daly yesterday as well as Hilton. So in the teams I had Hilton, I didn't have Doyle. The teams I had Doyle, I didn't have Hilton. Problem was I needed more Hilton, less Doyle. You know what I'm saying? For Cleveland, Isaiah Crowell still not getting off. I mean, only 12 carries, but they were playing from behind all game long. Duke Johnson with a good game. Kenny Britt with a touchdown. But still, we expect more from Crowell. The Buccaneers and the Vikings, the Bucs had so many players hurt and sick that it's kind of unfair to really... No, look, the Vikings won the games, but it's not unfair. But the Bucs are a lot better than they showed, okay? Diggs, Thielen, I mean, Cook, they all played well, but look, Quan Alexander was out, and McCoy was not 100%, and Grimes was out. This team was a shadow itself. I mean, Jaquiz Rodgers was disgusting. Mike Evans pretty much got shut down. Deshaun Jackson played well. Good call there by Fuego Steve Hillman. But Minnesota just was killing them. Case Keenum was a beast. I mean, 369 yards and 3 touchdowns. If you had the Keenum to Diggs combination, you might be my rich friend right now. I can't believe that many people had that. But, I mean, that was very impressive. The New York Jets did not get the memo. Here's the memo. Are you ready? Lose every game, get the number 1 draft pick, and get a quarterback. Beating Miami was not part of the plan. I mean, terrible. But Josh McCown looked great, 18 for 23, 249 yards. The Jets ran for 100 yards between Powell and McGuire and Forte. I mean, Robbie Anderson even showed up. Austin Seferian-Jenkins showed up. So they played really well. For Miami, I mean, Jay Ajayi, 11 carries for 16 yards after looking so good. What's up with that? I mean, I know Devontae Parker had a garbage time touchdown, but this could have been a shutout by the Jets. Are you kidding me? Is that even humanly possible? Look, as someone who grew up in New York, I don't despise the Jets. I just want to give the Jets the number 1 pick. Please, give them a quarterback already. Stop winning games. All right, Atlanta and Detroit. I really feel badly for Detroit. I just don't think the game should have ended the way it did. Look, maybe he got on the half-yard line, but the 10-second rule, that was so bad. I just hated that. The game should not have ended that way. But, I mean, look, I'm happy for the Falcons. Matty Ryan, 294 yards, 2 touchdowns. Devonta Freeman is just a beast, 106 yards rushing. They look great. Julio Jones-Roto looked good. I mean, this is a very good team. For Detroit, Matthew Stafford played very well. And Golden Tate played well. I thought they could have done even better. The defense played well. They had a couple of sacks. They had a return for a touchdown. But it was just, it was a correct call, and I'm not going to say it wasn't. But I wanted a little better for the Lions. I thought they earned a chance to get that last play of the game. I will never, ever, ever play Cam Newton again. He is dog poo. You play at home against the Saints, who are the worst defense ever, and you go 17 for 26 for 167 yards and 3 touchdowns. I can't even imagine that. It's unfathomable to me. Christian McCaffrey had a good game. Devin Funchess had a good game. Where was Kelvin Benjamin? Ed Dixon, 1 target. Benjamin, 2 targets. It's terrible. Terrible. Michael Thomas played well. Ted Ginn played well. Always loved the revenge narrative. But I mean, really? Really? The Saints, they're going to get lit up by every team in Carolina. Can't do better than that. I'm speechless. And I don't ever get speechless. All right, the Bears are 1-2. But I got to tell you, the Bears are playing a lot better than 1-2. And I need to be quite honest with you. I was unequivocally and 100% wrong about Jordan Howard this week. I was very scared to play. First of all, Steelers have a good defense. Secondly, he had the injured shoulder. I benched him in 2 leagues. I benched Jordan Howard. I know. Yeah, I feel pretty badly about it. I do. I mean, I love Tariq Cohen, who just does his thing every week. He's just a terrific player. But Jordan Howard won people weeks this week. I mean, he was that good. So I am just tremendously upset, but there's nothing I can do. You live and you learn. But great game by Chicago. Really great game. You know, Justin up 3 sacks on Ben Roethlisberger. Got to the Steelers quarterback a lot. Roethlisberger, 22 for 39, 235 yards. Not good on the road. Not good on the road. Le'Veon Bell, 15 carries, but, should have been more. I mean, where was Martavis Bryant? That was one I had right. I benched Martavis Bryant all over the place. I knew that was a bad matchup for him. If Bryant doesn't hit it big, he doesn't hit it at all. Okay, New England against Houston. So I had an epiphany. I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday where I told people I'm liking Brady to Cooks. So let me explain this to you. I also like Deshaun Watson. And if you read my write-up on scoutdfs.com, I had mentioned Deshaun Watson as a great play. And he was a really great play. I can run a naked Watson, by the way, in DFS all the time. But I digress. Getting back to Brady. Brandon Cooks' Roto was trash against the Saints. Trash. And that was the biggest narrative game of the year. Biggest narrative game of the year. But just because he was bad one week doesn't mean he's going to be bad another week. I went back to Cooks and Brady. Brady 378 yards and 5 touchdowns. Cooks 131 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bam. Bam. It's as simple as that. So if you did what I did, you probably won money. Deshaun Watson, getting back to that, I love running a naked Deshaun Watson because the guy can throw and the guy can run. And if he runs a touchdown in, this is like a young Cam Newton without the attitude and maybe with better passing mechanics. So what if he gives you 200 yards every week? That's 10 points. He throws a touchdown every week. That's 4 points. And he runs, 50 or 60 yards. 18, 19 points a week. As long as he's about $5,000, he's a steal. Right? He's a steal. So it was somewhere in the third quarter where I was just like, I can't believe how bad Marcus Mariota is. But he finished up with a pretty good game. 225 yards, 2 touchdowns, 27 yards rushing. But I didn't think since Titans looked very good in the first half at all. That was a terrible first half. Russell Wilson was even worse. Good second half playing from behind, but this was really a tough game to watch. A lot of penalties, very chippy play. Richard Sherman was a big jerk on a lot of these plays. Rashard Matthews caught a touchdown. I like this kid, Jonnu Smith. He's going to be a good player one day. I was also very wrong about Derrick Henry. I didn't think DeMarco Murray was going to play so well. I was wrong about Murray, but I would have done the same thing again. I couldn't endorse a guy who had a hamstring injury while Henry was playing so well. Now, Henry played decently. 54 yards rushing and a catch for 10 yards, but he didn't do what Murray did. Chris Carson's going to have some very good weeks. This just wasn't one of them. Okay? I like him way more at home this week. I think he's going to do very well against the Colts. Cincinnati and Green Bay, this is just a game. This is like the NFL in a nutshell to me. Cincinnati at halftime is just performing at such a high level, and they literally do nothing in the second half. Now, don't tell me that Green Bay picks up the game and they start doing better. How about the fact that Cincinnati blew this one? They're 0-3. I think Marvin Lewis may have to get fired. I really do. You can't lose that game. You're up 21-7 on the road. Finish the game off. Joe Mixon looked good. A.J. Green looked good. You got the pieces. You just got to go to them more. Let me say more Joe Mixon. Get him involved in the passing game. For Green Bay, the running backs did nothing. Aaron Rodgers put the game on his back, went to Jordy Nelson and Geronimo Allison. That's what he did. Similar thing happened with Kansas City and the Chargers. Kansas City went out to a big lead in the first quarter, and then they just sat on it. It was disgusting. You're winning, you go to Tyreek Hill for the most effortless touchdown I ever see, and it's like you avoided him for the rest of the game. Andy Reid goes to a lead, and then he just kills the ball. You can't do that. I like college football where they run it up, run it up, run it up, run it up. That's kind of football I want. Bill Belichick football. I know the Chiefs are 3-0. I get it. They're a very good team. I love Kareem Hunt. I love Tyreek Hill. But, really? Travis Kelce 1 for 1? Now, I'll tell you this right now. I'm playing Travis Kelce this week no matter what in DFS. I promise you that. 1 catch for 1 yard on 1 target. Line him up. He'll get fed this week. I might look at Keenan Allen, too, who did nothing. Also, Melvin Gordon, another 17 carries. You got to give this guy the ball more. The more you see of Melvin Gordon, the better it is. Here are his attempts so far. 18, 9, and 17. Not enough. It's not enough. I'm telling you that. It's not enough. All right, speaking of not enough, really, the Raiders just had not enough last night. Kirk Cousins, I told you was going to be great. He was a play of the week. 25 for 30, 365 yards, 3 touchdowns. I was overwhelmed with how good Chris Thompson was. Overwhelmed. Game changer. Had 33 points in fantasy. Jared Cook was literally the only guy who showed up for Oakland. Had 6 targets, 4 for 43 and a touchdown. But I was absolutely shocked. Epically shocked. Josh Doxson had a good play. Good to see that. Where was Terrell Pryor, by the way? But I was shocked that Amari Cooper 1 for 6. Michael Crabtree 1 for 7, even though I know he was hurt. I'm going to get behind Oakland next week. I will. I'll get behind Oakland next week. I know a lot of people won't do that, but I'll tell you, in week 4, a couple of plays I would think here. Let's see. Kansas City has Washington. Yeah, me liking a little Travis Kelce, even though I won't be able to play it. Oakland at Denver. I don't know. I would go back to Oakland, but not against Denver. I'll go back to them eventually, maybe just not next week. So it's very tough matchups next week. All right, tonight, Dallas against the Cardinals. So let's take a closer look at this game. I think you're looking at a few things for Dallas. Ezekiel Elliott, how involved are you going to be? Are you going to be interested this week? Seriously, you're going to be interested? Dak Prescott, can you do more than just, throw the ball to Jason Witten and Des Bryant? Can you be the Dak from last season? And can the Cowboys defense hold up and stop the Cardinals offense? For the Cardinals, is Chris Johnson the guy? Is it Ellington? Is it Kerwin Williams? And can we get Larry Fitzgerald involved? And what about J.J. Nelson? So I think this could be an ugly game, but it's intriguing to me. I really want to see Ezekiel Elliott. He's the guy he's the key to this game to me. I think the Cardinals will do everything they can to stop him, as well they should. And Dallas has to get him going. I mean, this guy, if he's not putting up 120 yards each week, Cowboys are not going to be successful. And conversely, for the Cardinals, where is Larry Fitzgerald? We need to see more Larry Fitzgerald. Get him involved in the offense. I mean, J.J. Nelson's great. I love watching J.J. Nelson. But where is Larry Fitzgerald? That's not a good thing. He's your best player. Play him. Right? And Jerron Brown, what's up with him? I don't know. So I think, but the two guys, like I said, Elliott and Fitzgerald. Then I'm looking at, the other stories, the back stories. Dak Prescott, Jerron Brown, J.J. Nelson, Des Bryant, Jason Witten. Arizona's been stingy against the tight ends. Can they keep that up again? I don't know. We'll see. You know what else I want you to see? I want you to see scoutfantasy.com. Enter the promo code Roto 2017. We'll get you half off your first month there. We're in the premium message boards. Look, we get a lot of things right. We get a couple of things wrong. I was very wrong about Howard. I was very wrong about Henry. But I nailed Hilton. I nailed Cousins. I nailed Cooks. Nailed A.J. Green. We did pretty well. Right? Also, I want you to check out scoutdfs.com. Fuego Steve, somebody sent him a screenshot, won $40,000. Wish that was me one week. I got some bills to pay. But you know what? You win one week. I said this to my friend Alex. I said, Alex, when you play, if you win, let's say you put $5, $20, $25, $30 in, and you win, take that money and put it into a better tournament. Put in $100 into fewer people. And then if you win that, you're my rich friend. So you take your $30 and maybe you can make that into like $15,000. That's how you win in DFS. Don't play the donkey tournaments. You know who plays in donkey tournaments? Donkeys. But check out scoutdfs.com right now. Last chance to get in and lock your lifetime price down. It's a great deal. You want to have it. NBA's coming up. Football's here. I'm getting my stuff out. SD Chicken's getting his stuff out. Nate White's are getting his stuff out. Fuego Steve getting his stuff out. It's a really good site, and we're very proud of it at Scout Fantasy. All right, time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Back tomorrow, we'll review, actually, the Monday night matchup between Arizona and Dallas, and then we will mine the box scores for Fantasy Gold as we do every Tuesday. So this is Dr. Roto wishing you a great day. Be well. Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!